On June 25, 2025, in Nairobi's Central Business District CBD, a group of police officers surrounded two individuals presumed to be protesters and began assaulting them, employing tactics often associated with Kenyan police crowd control. Abruptly, a large crowd of protesters emerged, shifting the dynamics. Overwhelmed by the advancing crowd, the officers fled for their safety as the protesters charged towards them. Elsewhere on Thika Road, violent clashes erupted during a protest marked by a dramatic confrontation between a protester and a police officer. The lone officer faced an unarmed protester who relied solely on clenched fists. The two exchanged blows, but the officer was overwhelmed by protesters' punches, culminating in a strike that knocked him into a roadside drainage trench. The incident unfolded despite President William Ruto's calls for peace as tensions between police and protesters escalated sharply.
Na tuhakikishe ya kwamba hatuharibu amani ya taifa letu la Kenya na hatupotezi nafasi ya sisi wote kuchangia katika kupeleka taifa letu la Kenya.
From Kilifi County, President William Ruto addressed the nation, his voice firm yet conciliatory. He warns against violence and vandalism, urging Kenyans to protect their nation.
Hata wale wako na maoni tofauti, hata wakati wa maandamano, pia tuhakikishe ya kwamba maandamano yale yasiwe ya fujo, yasiwe ya kuharibu mali, yasiwe ya kuharibu amani katika taifa letu la Kenya, kwa sababu hatuna taifa lingine ambalo tutahamia mambo yakiharibika hapa. Sisi taifa letu la Kenya ndio hili, na ni nafasi yetu na ni wajibu wetu kuhakikisha ya kwamba tunalinda amani ya taifa letu la Kenya na yale yote tunayafanya yawe chini ya sheria.
His plea for unity comes at a critical moment. Protesters have made their way along State House Road, with tensions rising over what their next move might be. This plea also coincides with chilling development. The Communications Authority of Kenya has switched off major media outlets NTV and KTN, prompting fears over government-orchestrated news blackout. The move has sparked outrage, with protesters chanting "sit in numbers" and "occupy until victory," signaling their refusal to be silenced. As tear gas clouds Nairobi's Central Business District, unconfirmed reports of casualties emerge, echoing the violent crackdowns of 2024. National Police Service Commission has called for police restraint, urging officers to uphold professionalism even under provocation. Yet, human rights groups like Amnesty International and the Kenya Human Rights Commission report police using batons and live ammunition, with the KHRC slamming Ruto's regime for repeating the oppressive tactics that sparked last year's unrest. Opposition leaders joined the fray, amplifying the protesters' demands. Kalonzo Musyoka and Eugene Wamalwa laid wreaths outside Parliament to honor those killed last year. The protests are rooted in deep-seated grievances. In 2024, the finance bill's tax hikes ignited nationwide unrest, with 65 deaths, 89 disappearances, and thousands arrested. Ruto withdrew the bill, but economic woes persist. High living costs, soaring debt, and alleged corruption continue to strangle Kenyans. The 2023 protest over the electoral malpractices and cost of living crisis saw 31 deaths, with Human Rights Watch noting a lack of accountability
and
that emboldened further abysses.
And it shall subsequently.
The Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, Reports 41 of 60 investigated 2024 protest deaths involve gunshot wounds, but only 2 cases are in court, highlighting a culture of impunity. Ruto's allies have stirred controversy. David Ndii, a senior advisor, posted on X warning protesters of casualties, a move critics called threatening. Ruto himself has accused the opposition of inciting anarchy, labeling leaders like Kalonzo Musyoka and Rigathi Gachagua as bitter and lacking vision. Yet, his silence on the police killing of blogger Albert Ojwang in custody has drawn condemnation from the US Embassy and activists who see it as emblematic of a brutal police culture. Kenya's frustration is palpable. Youth-led and organized online, the protests reflect a generation fed up with systemic issues, corruption, unemployment, and a debt crisis eating over 25% of the national revenue in interest payments.
Kama uchaguzi imekwisha. Tunarudi. Tunangoja mpaka tena uchaguzi mwingine ikuje. Alafu jitokeze. Fanya kampeni bila inafanyika katika nchi zingine. Na kule Marekani watu wanangoja mpaka mwisho wa mwaka wa 3 ndio anaanza kutangaza mimi nitasimama. Hii mambo ya kusema ati mimi tunataka kutoa hii, ikifika wakati ile nitasimama na wewe wenyewe utafute watu upige wewe kura. Kusema wewe utatoka, wananchi ndio watatoa mtu nje, sio wewe. Kusema ati wewe ni uko na shareholders, hapa ni shareholders, wengine wako na shares mingi zaidi, wengine wako na shares kidogo, wengine hawana shares. Hiyo ni taifa gani?
Ruto's 2022 election promises to curb graft and boost the economy ring hollow as public anger grows over his administration's perceived apathy and lavish spending. As protesters push towards State House and police deploy tear gas, the question looms: will Ruto's plea for peace quell the unrest, or will unaddressed grievances fuel further escalation? With no accountability for past abysses and economic challenges deepening, Kenya stands at a crossroad. Newsroom, Maisha TV, reader Kering Chebet.